Thank you so much for joining us here at the Faith-Based Security Network. My name is Matt Stedham, and joining me for a conversation today is Mr. Jeffrey Toeppe. How are you, Jeffrey?
I'm doing well. How about you, Matt?
Man, I'm doing great. Way better than I deserve to. Jeffrey is going to be one of our featured breakout speakers at the Wisconsin Church Security event that's happening on September 6th. If you want to know more about that event, to get tickets, it's not too late. You can go to fbsnamerica.com/events, and you can find out more about that and all the other events that we have coming up in the near future and even the distant future with the Faith-Based Security Network. So, Jeffrey, I want to talk to you just a little bit this morning about your story in church security, and a little bit about what you're going to be talking about. It's a very important topic. I think it's a very neglected topic by most churches. But let's start with just a little bit about you. What got you into church security?
I've always had kind of a protector's mindset, and actually it's probably the opposite of how we train people to recruit people to work on safety ministry teams. But one Sunday during the announcements, the person giving the announcement said, "Is there anyone interested in serving on the safety team?" And I just felt prompted to talk to that person and get involved with it. And little did I know that was leading to a much longer and rewarding journey for me. I started on the team, and because of my background in working with processes and documentation, my first assignment, so to speak, was to help put together some emergency action plans for the church. I worked with that committee, and I saw a real need to advance training on the team. And so that's when I kind of took my journey into becoming a firearms, less lethal tools instructor, both pepper spray and taser, and got a lot of training and enhanced my skills. Like I said, I've always been a kind of a firearms guy and a protector type. But I went and got those certifications, and then started training not just our safety team, but people interested in getting their concealed carry permits or improving their firearm skills. So then as I progressed on the safety team at Grace Church in Racine, I was put in the position of training coordinator, developing our training program and working with our team members. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, I was asked to step up to be the co-leader along with Larry White, who leads the team with me.
Awesome. So we're going to be in Racine, Wisconsin for this event. And so you know the area, you know I'm assuming the churches in your area. I'm sure you probably trained some of their security teams at this point. And your topic for this event has to deal with training, but a general overview of training, but also a specific thing that gets overlooked a little bit. Could you tell us what your topic for the presentation is going to be?
Well, the title of the presentation is Safety Ministry Team Training and Documentation. We're going to briefly be going over what I think is probably one of the most important things when it comes to training, and that is the onboarding process. When you get new volunteers coming on, the onboarding is critical. It's at that point where we can develop a baseline of an individual's skills and abilities. It also is a time we can share mutual expectations. I think it's imperative that we get that right out at the beginning of the relationship, to let them know what our expectations are. How often are you expected to serve on the team on Sunday mornings? Are there other things other meetings during the week that we need help with and have coverage for our safety team? Meeting the expectations to attend training sessions as well as team meetings. Very important to present all of these. The other thing that really is probably central to all that we do is try to instill that you need to have a ministry mindset. The reason that we do this is not to be security guards. The reason we do this is to minister not only to the members of the congregation, but those that are coming into the churches. And sometimes those people are broken. They're coming to the church because they need help and they're looking for help. And often they don't look like the people that generally come to our congregation. So we need to be welcoming. We need to help them along that path, make them feel comfortable. But yet we also need to be aware that broken people sometimes do broken things. So we need to protect the congregation. We also be talking.
I love how you said that broken people do broken things, right? That we're wanting to minister to the lost. You know, Jesus said that it's not the well who need a physician, right? It's the sick. He came to seek and save the lost. And so if we're going to interact with broken people, there's going to be broken problems that follow that. So I love how you're presenting this as a ministry first.
Yeah. And of course, we talk about de-escalation skills are important. Matter of fact, one of the questions that we asked new candidates or volunteers is, can you tell us of a time in your life where you had dealt with a difficult situation and tried to calm it down and bring it to a level? We might not use the term verbal de-escalation, but it gives us, again, a little background on the people that we're interviewing. The other thing that we'll be covering a little bit is, how do you develop those skills? How do you put together what we call a training matrix and a training outline to match what that baseline is, what we want them to be trained in, do that gap analysis, and then come up with a training plan for the individuals. Different people might come on the team. We might have law enforcement that join the team, or retired law enforcement that have a lot of training in this workspace. They might not need all the things that we would give to somebody who doesn't, but we also can use them as a resource to help mentor and train the other team members. So that skills development stage is important. I did mention the training outline. It's imperative that if you're going to serve on a team, you know the guidelines, and sometimes they're called policies, that the church has on how you're going to deal with those situations. So I feel it's great to get those out up front. We actually send a PDF of the pertinent policies and work instructions, guidelines that we want the new team members to be familiar with, so they can review them, ask questions, and then we go on to what we would call the on-the-job training portion, or mentoring part of their training. Our team, like many teams, have different roles that team members fill on a Sunday morning. Some might be rovers, some might be parking lot, some might be incident supervisors or emergency communicators. So we want to make sure that those team members are trained in the roles we expect them to fill before we assign those. So that's why that training matrix and training plan is important.
Yeah, it's something that you can very easily overlook and just assume, oh, surely you've had this, and no, they haven't, which can cause you a lot of problems if an event does occur. I'll leave it a little bit vague for right now, but one of the organizations that I'm involved with outside of church ministry, but as a first responder, is facing a lawsuit over an event. And we're finding out right now that if it wasn't documented, it didn't happen. So part of you're going to be talking about is documenting these things. So tell us just a little bit about the importance of documentation.
Well, absolutely, documentation is the key. You know, and I'll use an example of the typical documentation pyramid that is used for quality management systems, business management systems, and others. Is that you need to level policy or guideline documents You need to have the procedures or the work instructions, and then you have to have the forms and records. And those are the things that meet that evidentiary qualification. So if they ask questions, did you have training? Well, guess what? We have a training notification form template that we could share with teams that they can document every level of the training that they go through. And then the information on those training notification forms is entered into what we call a training matrix, which covers all the different points on our training outline, the dates that it's accomplished, when retraining is required, so you can get a one page of a spreadsheet that shows you a quick snapshot of everyone on the team, where they're at with their training. It also helps for development. If you need a position, more people to fill a particular position on a Sunday, and you don't have enough trained, well, you can plan, and there aren't any surprises, so you can go forward with that. The other thing that I'll be highlighting in the presentation is the work that was done by the Faith-Based Security Network Best Practices Committee in developing the Watchful Shepherd book. One great advantage of this, especially for FBSN members, is you have the ability to download all the templates, forms, documents, training matrices, so you can format and adapt those to your particular house of worship. I really don't push using a particular template, but you can use this as something that you can tailor for your own purposes. So in the presentation, I'll go over what a typical documentation structure should look like, give you some helpful hints when you're putting these things together, and then we'll provide some samples that they can look at to give them some ideas of how they can actually get these documents into being.
I was feverishly looking around my disheveled space, looking for my copy of that book, and I can't find it. It's a mess right now. So I appreciate you bringing that up. It's a wonderful resource so far. I've been looking at it, reading it, marking it. We've already made some plans here at our church of going, oh man, we need to tweak this because that's even better than what we're doing. So wonderful resource for FBSN members. And if you're watching this, if you attend the Wisconsin event, we would invite you to become a member of the Faith-Based Security Network. It is a vetted organization. We will check you out, make sure that you are actually part of a faith-based security function or first responder. And so it's a safe place to explore these things, to talk about best practices, to learn this in a very safe and supportive environment, and for a amazingly low-priced cost. I can't believe the quality that we get from being that way, being in that at that price point. So just a wonderful group to be a part of. Jeffrey, thank you so much for being a part of the Faith-Based Security Network, for serving as a board member, for speaking at this event, and for just sharing some of your wisdom today. And if people would want to train with you up in the Wisconsin area, how would they do that? How would they go about finding you for that?
Well, I kind of wear a lot of different hats. I'm involved quite a bit with the Racine Area Church Safety Network, which is a coalition. A lot of the training that we can provide through there is free. But I do have a business called Personal Defense Training. That's where I do a lot of my firearms training as well as church safety ministry team training. And the email address is jeff@personal-defense-training.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jeffrey, for spending some time with us today. Thank you for being willing to speak and teach on this important subject of training and of documenting our training as we move forward in church security. And I pray that all of you who are watching this may be blessed by being here, and that you will be ready, willing, and able to defend your people if the need should arise. Take care, and we'll see you next time.